Hello, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Market Pulse series. My name is Rufas Kamau, Markets Analyst at FX Pesa. So as you know, we are almost approaching the end of the year. So this is the second last trading day before we get to Christmas. And then we focus on the last 5 days of trading before the end of the year. So before we make any progress, I would like to begin with a volume test. So if you can hear me clearly, kindly type hi on the live comment section, and these will confirm that everything is working just fine. Hello, if you can hear me clearly, kindly type hi on the live comment section, and these will confirm that everything is working just fine. So hello, Eric, and welcome to the session. Thank you for your response. And I would like to begin right away. So today we are going to be focusing on a very important topic. We will be focusing on trading setup. So we want to know what you need to get started in trading. Once we cover these, then it will be easy to get a proper trading desk and get set up in trading. So it's very important that you get the right stuff before you begin your trading journey. So these are simple, completely beginner stuff. If you are very experienced, this might not be very clear for you. But if you are very new in trading or relatively new, and you don't have a proper trading setup yet, then this will probably be very important for you. So when you think of a trading setup, there's quite a number of things that you need to get. One, it is very important, you need to get a good broker. So when we talk about a good broker, there's quite a number of things. One, you need to make sure that you have a licensed broker. So FX Pesa is a licensed broker under the trading name EGM Securities Limited or Equity Global Markets. So with EGM Securities, you are very much confident that you're trading with a licensed and regulated broker. This means that if anything was to happen or if there was to be any disagreements with your broker, then you will directly reach out to the CMA and you get solutions. So if you're ever trading with a broker that is not licensed or regulated with the CMA, then you will not have a recourse just in case you have any challenges with your broker. So it's very important that you have a broker that is licensed with the CMA. So besides these, when you focus on the broker you're working with, it's also important to make sure that you have the right kind of spreads. So we have very competitive spreads with FX Pesa, so you have the right product. So this makes it easy and make sure that you're comfortable trading with your broker. You have no challenges with your deposit, withdrawals, M-Pesa, Visa, MasterCard, Neteller, PayPal, and all that. So it makes it very easy, so you don't have any challenges. So when it comes to account registration, you can easily register. I'll be typing a link to register for an account. So the link I just shared on the live comment section will help you register for a live trading account, and you don't have any challenges. If you want to register for a demo trading account, you can also use the same link. So the verification process is very easy. We have 24 hours, 5 days a week customer support. So immediately you register, you're going to get immediate response. So within 30 minutes, your account should be verified and it should be ready for trading. So once you've registered for trading account and you have that ready, then the next step is quite a number of things, and we'll be focusing on this tonight before we get into trading and other parts of the education that we've been doing over the times. So now, assuming you are a complete beginner, you have registered for an account and that account is ready for trading, the next and most important thing is to make sure that you have the trading application downloaded, installed, and logged into a trading account. So this is pretty simple. I'll be showing you how to do this. So let's get this done in quite a moment. So you need to find the right address for the website. So this is fxpesa.com, which is very simple. So once you open the website, the next thing is to register for an account or basically log into one. So if you need to register for an account, go for a real account. If you have never traded before, I recommend you go for the demo account. And if you already have an account, then you go to the login section. So click on the login section. There's the FXPesa trader if you need to trade from the web trader. And then my FXPesa if you need to log in to your trading account. So once you click on my FXPesa, it will redirect you directly. Then you get to my FXPesa page, type in your email followed by your password. And once you're done with this, then you'll be logged into the website. And from there, you can download the trading application. So once you download the trading application, basically it looks like this. You might have something that will be different, but you'll need to maximize on that particular application. And then you'll be able to see your charts. You'll be able to view the market watch and all that. So when it comes to trading education, it's something that we have covered consistently over the months. So if you need to learn and basically develop from a very simple novice or complete beginner to a pro level trading or a pro level trader, then you need to watch this particular series. So all you have to do is to go to YouTube, show you this, open a new page on your browser, type YouTube, then from YouTube, once the page loads, you need to search FXPesa. So from here, once you search FXPesa, you should be able to find the FXPesa channel, click on it. Then from here, scroll through the channel until you get to the Novice to Pro series. So this is a 10-episode series designed to help you develop from a simple beginner trader to a professional level trader. So click here and switch all the way back to the first episode. Click on this and then watch the very first episode. So in the very first episode, there's quite a number of things that we need to cover. I have already described this. So in this episode, I cover how to register for an account, how to download, install the MetaTrader 5 trading application, logging into a trading account, understanding the market watch section, understanding how price is formed or what you call price discovery, opening and customizing your charts, executing your first order, setting your stop loss, take profit, and also reading your charts. So it takes you through the very basic steps of trading. So once you go through the video, it's just 54 minutes in time. Make sure that you practice all those content or that content that is covered before you move to the next episode. So the next episode is episode 2 of our Novice to Pro series. So in this episode, there's more content. Well, just click on here to give you a brief description. It covers opening and customizing your charts on the MetaTrader 5 trading application, saving a template using horizontal lines and trend lines, using triangles and rectangles, identifying your support as well as resistance levels, using technical indicators such as moving averages, relative strength index indicator, Bollinger Bands, and also the zigzag indicator. So once you go through that, then you head on to episode number 3 after practicing the ideas they are in. Get here, go through the content here. You'll cover the various asset classes available for trading on the FXPesa trading platform. So this goes through the asset specifications and illustrates how to trade them. So if you're trading gold, you will know the specifications. What is the contract size? How does the price look like? What is the lot size? How much you can trade in gold and so on. So the session focuses on Forex, commodities, stocks, indices, and exchange traded funds. Once you cover these, then move on to episode 4. So it's very simple stuff. Each episode maximum 1 hour. And once you go through this content, then it's easy to develop and become a professional trader. So on the next one, you cover the anatomy of a candlestick, how different types of candlesticks are formed, and how you use them in your trading. I also cover the scope behind different types of candlestick patterns and the way to interpret price action behind them. So as you go through with the episodes, go to episode 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And by the time you're done, you will have a brief overview of what you need to do what you need to understand, what you need to do some further research on before you develop and become a fully professional trader. So once you go through the course, it will be so easy for you to open an account, understand the charts, do basic analysis, and understand what's happening in the markets. And once you cover these, then it's easy to take on the next step. So as FX Pesa, we have a very impressive product. This is where you find the best prices in the markets, and at the same time, you find a wide variety of assets for trading. And once you understand how to trade them and how to approach the trading from a professional view, then you can move on to the next step of getting set with your trading setup. So the trading setup is literally the area where you trade, the kind of tools, environment that you have. And once you understand and get these, then it becomes easy to trade. So let me begin with the most important part, and this is the device that you use in your trading. So when it comes to trading, you need a really good device that has at least some good memory, some good RAM, and once you get this done, then you'll be very comfortable in your trading journey. So what you basically need is basically a very nice computer that has some very good RAM. This could be anything between 8 and 16 GB. So if you have a device running on 8 or 16 GB, this would be really good for you. You'll never have any problems. Your system will not be slowing down and so on. If you have a 4 GB, it's okay. But if you have 8, 16, then that's within the best trading environments. So in terms of storage, you don't require much storage. Even if you are running a 250 GB hard disk, that would be nice. So if you prefer trading on a mobile phone, it's a smartphone, could be Apple or Android, this can be quite a challenge. And one of the reasons I don't recommend trading on a mobile phone is majorly because the phone just has too many other applications. So you have your social media applications, you have your Facebook, you have a Twitter, you have your Instagram, Snapchat, and all that. And all of them require or demand your attention at some point. So with your mobile device, you're always getting these kinds of notifications. You need to check this, check out so-and-so uploaded a new profile photo. You need to check out that. And this can be very different, bad for you, especially when you're focusing on your trading. So you don't want any kind of distractions in your trading. So you want to keep all of those notifications off. So you're trading on a smartphone, you're trying to focus on trading idea to narrow down on trading opportunity, and then you're getting these notifications, then it can basically drag you off or drain you of energy. So if you have a laptop dedicated to trading or even a desktop, this would be the premium way to trade. And I'm talking about things for anyone who is very serious about their trading journey and their trading process. You want to deposit some serious amount of cash such that you make some serious amount of profits that is significant enough to support your trading lifestyle, as well as your other stuff that you want to do in your life from your trading activity. So you need to have at least a laptop, even a desktop. This will help you move in the right direction. So the next thing is where you keep this laptop and where you trade. So you won't just be trading on the road or where you do some other stuff or your sitting room and all that. So you need a special place where you have the right kind of environment for your trading. So you need to make sure that in your trading environment, at least there's some level of silence, no distractions. So as much as we're fighting distractions from social media sites and other applications on your mobile phone, we're also fighting other physical distractions where, let's say, you're interacting with family and friends. So you need to have a very quiet place where once you sit down and you focus on the trading environment, you're able to make investment decisions on your capital without getting distracted. So if you have an office, a special room where you focus on trading, this is really good for you. So once you get this done, make sure that that trading room has the right kind of stuff. And when I talk about the right kind of stuff, one, you need to have at least some good aeration. You need some good air, clean air. The more natural, the better. If you cannot afford to have natural air, then you can have at least some kind of air conditioner or fan to make sure that you can control the temperature within the place where you trade. So the other thing is that you need to keep hydrated. You need water in your trading desk. So make sure you have at least some water supply. You could have a bottle of water. You could have a water dispenser or anything of that sort. So once you get that done, then we move on to also a very key and important thing, and this is a stable internet connection. So you need to make sure that whenever you're trading, you have a stable internet connection and also some form of backup internet. So you don't want to be trading and executing a trade and your internet is slow or your internet is just disconnected and you need an emergency solution and you don't have a way to fix that. So for instance, in my office, I have my internet connection and I also have a backup internet with Safaricom. So if the internet was to go off immediately, then I would probably just connect to Safaricom immediately and I'll be back online within a couple of seconds. So you need to make sure that you have that kind of setup within your environment. So the minimum I would recommend is 5 Mbps. So if you can get 5 megabytes per second, that would be perfect. That's way bigger and better than you need in your trading. So the trading platform doesn't consume as much data. Even 1 Mbps will help you trade. But if you can get 5 megabytes per second, that will be really good. So it's also important that you focus on the ping, or basically the number of microseconds between your device and your broker servers. So you need to make sure that you have at least some good speed, where if you execute a trade, you need that trade to get the server within the shortest period or time possible. So these can sometimes be described as the latency. The lower, the better. So if the latency is, let's say, 250 microseconds, then that's much higher. If it's much lower, let's say 150, 100, anything below 100 microseconds, that's really good. So you need to make sure that you have the fastest speed possible. So the subscription that you get from your ISP, that is your internet service provider, already creates a bandwidth. At the same time, it doesn't define the speed that you get between you and your server. So you need to make sure that you have the fastest speed possible. So what happens is that, let me show you by example. If you click on new order, let's say you want to trade Euro USD, you can see the live prices here. And this is basically a live price feed coming from the FX Pesa server. So from this ticker chart, you can see the live prices and what's happening in the markets. So if your latency is much higher, and let's say you want to buy this asset at this price, and then you click buy by market, there is that time that is taken between when you click buy by market and when the order gets to the server. So if the latency is much higher, then it makes it very slow. So the way you check your latency is by checking the lower right-hand corner of your trading application. For me, right now, it's 154.10 microseconds. So if it's much higher, let's say 200, that would be too slow. So as you can see, prices are very, very volatile in the market. Right now, they are not as volatile as the normal. Remember, it's December, trading activity is slowing down, so prices are not moving as much. So by the time you click buy and price has already moved, you might find that you're buying at a much higher price just because the internet connection is very slow. So you don't want to be having those challenges in your trading. So you want to make sure that your latency is much lower. So the lower the latency, the better the speed that you get. So if you request, let's say buy by market, you're requesting this price that you see here, you'll get it faster if your internet speed is faster, and I'm talking about latency in this case. So once you get that solved, then move on to the next step and make sure that your trading environment is way, way better. So when you're trading, if you're a technical trader and you never focus on fundamental analysis, then you just need a laptop or a smartphone and that's it. However, if you focus on fundamental analysis, you need to know what's the current news happening in the market, how is that news affecting the assets you are trading, then you might need a secondary device. So the secondary device could be a TV or an extra screen in your trading setup where you view the live news happening in the market. So this will enable you to make a subscription to, let's say, Bloomberg. There's also free channels. This is where you view the live market activity. So you could have a subscription to LiveSpoke, you could have Bloomberg, you could have Reuters, and so on. So you are able to identify what's happening in the markets in real time at the same speed as everyone else. So if there's a bomb dropped somewhere, if there's a plane crash, if there's a political announcements, it will be a big headline and you'll be able to see it in time. And you'll be able to react in time to make sure that you have capital preservation, or on the other hand, to make sure that you take advantage of the position fast enough, faster than any other person in the market. So make sure that you have live news supply. So this live news supply, as mentioned, could be Bloomberg, could be Reuters, or any other media channel. So you could also be following social media. You could also be following a couple of the top personalities in the space. So if, let's say, you trade gold, you need to find the people that are leading market analysis in gold. Follow them on Twitter or any other social media so that you can get live updates whenever there is something new happening in that particular space. So you also need access to a live feed when it comes to economic news. So if you're a Forex trader, commodities trader, you need to know what's happening in the markets. So you might want to have an economic calendar. So an economic calendar is basically a website that shows you the expected news announcements in the market. So my favorite is forexfactory.com. I can share the link directly. So just try and do this quickly. That's it. So I'm still getting some good commentary here. For Noah Kipyegon, I've covered how to deposit in the first episode of the Novice to Pro series. So make sure you go through it and you'll have a very simple, direct explanation of how to make a deposit to your trading account. So hi, Michael. Hi, Anita. Hi, Noah. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Annette. What's your view on US GDP being very positive? Whenever we are getting good news in the US, it basically gives the Fed more room to hike interest rates, which basically strengthens the US dollar. So a strong GDP is currently very positive for the US dollar. So I think I've answered that question. So I've already shared the link for the FX Pesa, for the Forex Factory website. So when you click on calendar, you're able to know the news announcements that you're expecting, and also the news announcements that happened prior to this particular period. So for instance, right now, today being Wednesday, we have ended the news for today. The last one we'll be expecting will be on Friday, tomorrow. Very early in the morning, 2.5 hours past midnight, we'll be looking at the national core CPI for Japan, which is expected to jump from 3.6% to 3.7%. So we'll see the monetary policy meeting minutes for JPY. In China, we'll be having the foreign direct investment, Eurozone at the morning, German BUBA monthly report. Then at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be looking at the Canadian GDP, which is expected to spike by 0.1% over the previous reading. So core PCE price index to jump 0.2% for durable goods orders and so on. So this is something we've already covered in the Novice to Pro series. So once you go through the Novice to Pro series, you will understand how to read the economic calendar. So if you are a Forex commodities trader, a stock trader, you absolutely need to have an economic calendar to use in your trading process. So in addition to this, you need to have a stock screener. My favorite is FinViz. So from FinViz website or financial visualizations website, you're able to know what's happening in the stock markets. So a good thing to start with is the maps section, where you're able to see the overall map of how stocks are performing. So for instance, I can easily tell that the S&P 500 or the top 500 companies in the US have been on the losing streak today. So since the open of the New York Stock Exchange, we have seen a majority of the stocks go down. So Apple down 92%, Microsoft down, Google, Amazon, Tesla, ExxonMobil, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, you look at MasterCard, Visa, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, J&J, Pfizer, and so on. So majority of these stocks have been on a losing streak today. So just by looking at the map, you're able to tell what's happening in the stock market today in the US. So you can also change the time. Let's say you want to do an year-to-date performance, tell which sectors have been best performing and which ones have been worst performing. So for instance, I can tell you clean that the energy sector has been the best performing sector of this year, since you can clearly see ExxonMobil is up 76%, Chevron 48, ConocoPhillips 65, EOG Resources 53, Occidental 19%, and so on. So among the top losing, Microsoft 27, Nvidia 43, Intel Corporation 47%, AMD 52.97%, and so on. So from a stock screener, you're able to tell all this information. So if you need to make more judgments about stock and more research, then you click on the screener section. Then from the screener, then you can do further research on, let's say, the top trending stocks, the biggest gainers for the day, the biggest losers for the day. And from that information, you're able to know what's happening in the stock market. So once you go through this information, then it becomes easy to identify the stocks that you're looking for and then make decisions. So there's a lot of filters here on the stock screener. You can look at the exchange, let's say AMEX, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange. You can look at the market cap. Let's say you want to trade the top stocks, which is the mega stocks. These are the biggest companies in the world, in the US. The large companies 10 to 200 billion. Mid cap stocks, small stocks, or what we call the micro stocks. You look at, we have small, micro, nano, large, mid, small, and so on. So you can check, filter by dividend yield. You can filter by average trading volume, by IPO date, among other factors in the stock screener section. So it's absolutely important to find a stock screener in order to be able to find the right stocks based on your idea of your search. So on top of these, you might need a couple of other stuffs in your trading arsenal. So I'll be showing you some of them. So here is a very basic website called Baby Pips, helps beginners in trading or learn a couple of things. So from the tools section, let's start with one. There's only the calendar. So we are not going to be focusing on the calendar. So let's start with the Forex market hours. So this will basically inform you about the session that you are trading. So there's quite a number of sessions in trading. We have the Sydney session. This is Sydney, Australia. We have Tokyo session, that's Tokyo, Japan. We have the London session, that's basically the Eurozone, and New York is basically the UAE. So some of these sessions tend to overlap, others don't. So you need to know what session you are trading. So when a session is active, this is when the banks from that particular area are mostly active. So if you want to trade markets in Australia, that is stocks, indices, as well as the currency, then the best trading time for those aspects is when their session is open. This is when their banks are most active, same case as Tokyo, London, and New York. So for instance, if you are an Asian trader, you trade the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the Japanese yen, the Chinese yuan, who are most interested in these two sessions. This is Sydney and Tokyo. So the time is customized to Moscow GMT +3, same case as Nairobi. So you can see in 24 hours, this is basically from 1:0 is midnight, 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So by the time it's 8 a.m., this is when the Australian session is closed. Then 9, 10, 11, by the time it's 12, midday, this is when Japanese stock market is closing. And by this time, the London session has already opened. Then from 11 all the way down to 8 p.m., this is when the London session is most active. And also we have the New York session. So the New York session opens around 4:30 p.m. So sometimes we describe this as 4 p.m. Then it goes all the way to midnight. And once it gets to midnight, then this is when the Australians open. which makes it a 24-hour market. So you need to understand the Forex market hours and also the volatility in the markets. So volatility tends to be the highest when there's an overlap between the London session and the New York session. So this is when we have the highest volatility in the market. So if you're a fan of volatility or you like looking for trading opportunities, when there's high volatility, then you go for this overlap between London and New York sessions. So that's one of the tools that you might need in your trading arsenal. And once you get this done, then it becomes easy to participate and benefit from the markets. So I'll be sharing the link in the live comment section such that you can use these in your trading arsenal. Send me a link for MetaTrader 4 for PC. You don't need MT4. I think the better application is MT5. If you know how to use the MT4, then you will easily switch to MT5. So all you need to do is to log into your FX Pesa members area, and then select the MT5, download from there. Just log into your account with fxpesa.com and then download the application from there, depending on your device. If you're on Mac, download for Mac. If you're on Windows, download for Windows. Another good question, how do you decide which pairs to trade? So far with your experience, which pairs should beginners start with? I think if you're a beginner, you want to try around and trade everything on your demo account, practice trading the majors, the minors, the process. And once you understand how to use them, then you can decide which ones are working best for you. So it's something that you find out for yourself. So something that works best for me might not be the best applicable application for you. So I might be a fan of trading gold, and when you try trading it yourself, you realize that this is more volatile, it's not for me, and then you look for a less volatile asset. So I try and avoid recommending particular assets for you. I want you to find out. I want you to try and experiment, try different ideas and trading systems with all these assets on your demo account and find the one that works best for you. So thank you for the question, Hazel, and also welcome Luca, Annette, and also Michael. Thank you guys for joining the session. So once you understand the Forex market hours, I want to show you just another tool that can be really good for you. So under tools, I want you to move to the position size calculator, and this is in terms of risk management. So when it comes to risk management, you need to be able to identify the amount that you want to risk per trade. So this tool will be very useful for you, and it's a position size calculator. So Baby Pips is not the only website where you can have this. There is also mobile applications as well as web applications. So this is just a sample. It basically shows you how much lot size to trade if you need to risk this amount of dollars. So let me show you by example. Let's say your account is in US dollars. You have deposited, let's say $5,000. Out of this $5,000, let's say you want to risk 2% in a trade. So if your stop loss is say 75 pips, and you're trading, let's say pound USD, then you can calculate and it will tell you that you'll be risking $100 and you'll be trading your position size of 33.33, and the number of standard loss that you need to trade is 0.13. So always use 2 decimal places. So with this idea, you have $5,000, you want to risk 2%, which is $100. The stop loss is 75 pips. Then you're able to identify the number of lot size, trade in that position. So this is something that has already been covered in the Novice to Pro series. So today I'm only highlighting the tools that you need in your trading. So the position size calculator is also very important for you. I'll be sharing this in the live comment section. So today I expect that you'll be getting out of our links that will be useful to you. So on top of that, let's see. So let's get to YouTube. So I just want to give you a brief highlight of some of the channels you can use. So there's Bloomberg Live. This is where you get to view the live market commentary of what's happening in the markets. So this can be quite useful. So this will basically show you what's happening in the markets. Whenever there's news updates, you can get them from here. And there's so many other channels that you can use to get the same information. So this is just one example of a live news feed that you can get updated on what's happening in the markets. All right, so let's keep going. So besides this tool, if you need to do analysis of your strategy and how it's performing, how much risk you're taking, then you might want to look at this website called myfxbook.com. So it will help you tally your results. You basically need to link this website to your trading account, and you'll get live updates of what's happening in the markets, how you are trading, how much profit you're making versus the loss you're making, what you need to improve. So if you need to analyze your trading strategy, then myfxbook can be a very important tool for your trading arsenal. So I'll also be sharing this link. So just make sure that you have this such that you can keep very good trading records, see your maximum drawdown, how much exposure you are taking, and so on. So these will help you move in the right direction. So when it comes to a trading setup, you mentioned the desktop, the kind of environment you have, as well as the number and type of tools that you need to have. So there's more content depending on where your trading is focused. Perhaps you're a longer term trader, you are a day trader, you are a frequent trader. So you might have more tools that you use in your trading, but for the basics that you technically need, I think we have already covered that today. So if you have any questions for me, then this is the time to ask. Just type in the live comment section and I'll be responding to that right away. So hello, Bernard. So just checking to make sure that I've answered all the major questions. So far, I don't think there's extra questions. So in your trading setup, make sure that you have the right environment. Make sure it's quiet, there's no distractions. Don't overdo it. Don't put like 5, 6 screens. Your mind or the human mind can only focus on one screen only. So you don't want to be focusing on 10 screens. That is not possible. So you want to have an extra screen such that you're able to see the live news feed. If you have 3 screens, that could also be optimum for you. Maybe you could have a couple of indicators running. So you check your indicators here, you check your news here, and on the other hand, you focus on your charts and look for your trading opportunity. The simpler, the better. The simpler your trading system is, the better. So you need that setup to be as simple as possible. Don't overcomplicate it. In addition to that, you might want to have a power backup. So we are not living in the US or Europe. If you're in Kenya or any African country, we know that we have challenges with power. So if you can get some form of power backup such that if power runs out, you still have access to your trading platform and you can make trading decisions, then that can be really cool. So on top of that, make sure that you have the trading application installed on your mobile phone, such that if you are in the office, you're traveling, you're doing some other stuff besides your trading activity, especially assuming you are a part-time trader, then you can still manage your trades without having to worry about what's happening in the markets. So for instance, you could, let's say, do your research, analyze a trading opportunity, execute a trade, and then move on to do other stuff. So if you set a reminder, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours, and then once the reminder rings, then you basically just check on your smartphone, and then you can browse your trades, or let's say adjust your stop loss. So it's very important to have multiple access to your account. So you can simply log into a trading account from your laptop, from your tablet, mobile phone, or even an extra laptop. So let's say you have 2 laptops, one at work and one at home. You don't have to carry it around. If you move on to work, you can still log into the same account and you'll be able to manage your trade from there. Any questions for me? All right, if there's no any questions, then this is our last session before Christmas. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate your attendance and the time you've taken to participate in these sessions. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you on the next session right after Christmas. So on the next week, that is right after Christmas, on Thursday, we will be having another session on 29. So we will not be crossing the year. So on this session, we'll be covering more stuff that is designed to help you get stronger and better in your trading journey. So thank you very much, guys. See you on the next session. Thank you, Charles.